if they choose to go for the Rek'Sai. The thing is, they may want to go for the Lissandra or the Lulu again, and I really want to see what Avant actually ban in response, because the onus is on them to ban these things accordingly.
Yeah, that's a good point. So the Malphite is going to be banned out first up here from Legacy. The response is going to be the Tahm Kench over the other side of the Rift. Malaz, a couple of good games on that champion, but we're not going to be seeing it in this particular one. And as we see, I mean, what are the sort of the obvious bans, Rusty?
Well, the most obvious one is generally the Rise away from Legacy. I don't know if Avant play it, but what I do know is that Malaz likes control mages. Rise would be a pretty good one, you know. Never seen that champion win games, but
yeah.
I think they should get rid of the Rise. I'm very surprised about that ban, though. What is that?
That is a Poppy.
They just beat that.
That is a Poppy right there. Oh, sorry, my eyes just aren't what they used to be at the moment, Rusty. So Poppy is going to be banned away, so Blind Turkey not going to see that one. So interesting sort of second ban round here for Legacy, because I don't think the Poppy was necessarily that impactful. The ultimate was fantastic, most definitely.
Yeah, so there was a really cool thing, and we mentioned the Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai actually directly countered Poppy that entire game. So every single time that he tried to dash and knock someone into the wall, Rek'Sai can cancel that using his Unburrow, which is an interaction you're not used to seeing with Poppies ever, because Poppy usually overrides everything.
It's a good point.
But Rek'Sai did well to stop that. The Trundle stopped the Zac, so as good as the Avant Garde draft was, it feels like Legacy individually from like one person's mechanics, just from the champion alone, almost outplayed them entirely.
It's a good point, but the Lulu is going to be banned away. We'll see what Avant are going to answer with, as Graves was taken off the board, so Carbon not going to see that champion again. Really aggressive, and definitely been something that he's been great at. Are you doing exercises right now? It's like,
No,
yeah, I can't even reach behind my head. My head's
yoga.
much bigger than yours.
Do yoga. Ready?
Okay. Oh,
Whoa!
look at that.
Whoa! 2 hands.
Okay. Okay, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Lissandra, though, is going to be banned out of the way. Let's just shake it off. Shake it off. Okay, and Lissandra is going to be banned, so that's going to be the first pick. Rise, straight out. Boom.
Yeah, and again, Rise is the champion that we said they should probably ban away from Legacy. They've banned away the Lissandra. They've also gotten rid of the Graves. But there's also, I mean, Legacy banned Lulu, so both of those champions are gone. And they just picked the other one that you would almost argue is the best one of the three that is banned the most. Yeah, that guy up there.
Yeah. So
the Rise.
My arms are longer than yours, man. Yeah, so that guy, the Rise that we were just pointing out there. So Olaf is considered now for AV. We'll see what they do decide to go with. Stop being so tall. Okay, Shelby. Back to a tried and true Elise as far as the hover is concerned. And Avant, couple of options. It is going to be the Alistair and the Elise. Sorry, stuck on an elevator again, guys. Oh, why did we put it over that side of the room? Oh, no. This is so awkward. Oh, man. Okay. Are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, good.
Well, too much fun doing that.
Yeah, no. Legacy now. The next couple of picks, we try and find ourselves here in this champion select. And now with the Rise, they can flex both the mid and the top lane.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do decide to go with here. It'll probably be like a support and jungle or something like that. Rek'Sai, of course, the option, but they don't need to rush into that pick at this stage here for Legacy, because Carbon, I mean, no, it's not going to be played anywhere else.
No, I mean, they could just go for the Rek'Sai. It doesn't show them anything at all, so happy to pick that one up. Maybe any other jungler they want to go towards, even the Lee Sin again. Play an AD-based champion. Hell, Kindred is available. I just really like Carbon on Rek'Sai because he's such a vision-based jungler.
Yeah, it's a good point. And look, there it is. So it's going to be the Thresh and the Rek'Sai locked in. Really, really versatile champions, can be picked into almost anything. So Legacy just not showing their hands at all.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's basic. It takes away the Thresh from Blind Turkey, which is a massive deal. He doesn't have the Poppy available to him. So taking the Thresh is like his next best option, or his best option that just wasn't picked in the first draft, is now gone again.
So Avant now to sort of round out their team comp just a little bit here with Rect and Destiny still to lock in their picks. We'll see what they do decide to go with. So they're taking some time.
Hurry up.
Yeah. Can you poke them? You're like right there, man. It's not really working.
Lock in!
They're not even hovering anything though at the moment, so Avant definitely thinking about something. What are some options here? Is the Mundo considered at the moment. As far as power picks that are still left open, Gangplank has been unseen, but just didn't quite work for Avant last time around. Lucian, another choice here for Destiny. It's going to be 4 games in a row on Lucian.
Yeah, only playing Lucian at the moment, so good to see that one locked in because he does well on this champion every single time that he plays it. No reason to change if they're not going to address it as a thing, right? And the Mundo is the adaptation from the last draft. They've still got a tankish support. Poppy, of course, did that. Malez is picked up the other stuff for Blind Turkey, which is going to be just much tankier, but doesn't have the same type of play style, I guess, that a Poppy presents. Having the Mundo there is like double frontline this time, which is what they were missing. As Ejim mentioned on the desk, Zach was solo tanking a Kog'Maw. Not good.
Bad. Yes. Well, King now thinking about the Callista. Over here.
Yeah,
no, I got confused. I got to turn around. You're so beautiful, Rusty. It was Gangplank Legacy looking to try their hand, and look, what are these solo lanes? The solo lanes from Legacy just look really frightening right now. The Rise and the Gangplank, generally your standard red side bands for their power, are going to both be picked up by Legacy.
That is gross.
And they had so much power. So much power in the last game in their solo lanes.
We don't even know what lanes they're going to be in just yet. That's the scary part. You would imagine that it's going to be Gangplank mid again, as we have seen in the past, and Rise to go in that top lane.
Yep.
The interesting thing is they can still choose where they want them to go, given what they draft as their mid laner for their last pick here on Avant. Realistically, you would put the Rise into the Mundo, who starts to scale. I think if Mundo stacks the magic resistance, you go Void Staff as well, I've seen from most Rises. And there's always a point in the game where you can kill that Mundo.
Yeah, it's very true. And as far as scaling is concerned, Rise is no slouch. It is going to be wrecked, locking in that LeBlanc. So we did see him on that into the Anivia, which was an awful matchup.
Yeah.
But he should be a lot better now into the Gangplank, who's not going to have as much power early. But Rek definitely a lot on his plate at the moment, dealing with this Legacy lineup that has just so much strength. And then Carbon, and then as well King on the Callista for that mid-game power. Oh man, this Legacy team comp looks like there were no bans. I mean, they're there.
And that's the sad part, though. They banned such strong champions. The Poppy, Lulu, Malphite are gone. Tahm Kench, Graves, Lissandra, all good champions. But there are just so many good champions to pick from at the moment that they still got essentially like a smorgasbord of the best picks possible.
Exactly, smorgasbord. Most definitely. Well, AV, we'll see what they can do with their comp, but they're on the back foot already, Rusty, moving into this game, and it's only looking worse after that draft.
I worry for them. I didn't mean to get that close, sorry.
Yeah. I'm frightened of you now, man.
I worry for them. I worry for Avant right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I'm definitely worried for them as well. We haven't seen the Mundos working out at all so far here in the OPL. So we'll see what happens. But if you think that Legacy can close this one out 2-0 tonight, use that hashtag LGC win. Or if you think that Avant, with this team comp, can take this victory, bring us to first game number 3 of the OPL. Use that hashtag AVWin and let us know exactly who you think is going to take this game. Because I do think that if AV can win this game, this one in particular, then they're going to stand so much more of a chance moving forward, because this is arguably the most devastating team comp we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I will say there is a marked improvement from Avant in their team composition overall, which is potentially the saving grace of these guys coming into game number 2. Legacy being 1-0 up, they've got the momentum, and they've got very good champions to boot. We have seen Gangplank not find much success competitively so far.
Yeah.
Even internationally. And it comes as a surprise. I feel like a lot of people have slept on Gangplank's strength, knowing that it won't be available. And they come into their competitive matches, realize it's there, and say, oh crap, we better actually pick this one. And they're out of practice. So we'll see if Choo Choo's is on the ball with that. We know he's good with his teleports. We've seen that last game. It's more the keg mechanic that we're looking towards.
Yeah, well, the opposite side of the matchup as well. Always interesting. As Choo Choo says, well, I beat you on the champion, now I'm going to beat you with the champion. As Blind Turkey's taken over half of his health, as Regret is just smacking him with that hook over and over again. And flays him out.
This is great. Legacy.
Oh, so annoying.
Blind Turkey still needs to recall. They know there's going to be no camp started here from Avant. If they choose to, he's just going to chug potions now.
Oh, man.
May even be starting that heal. I would have to wager to stay in this lane. Whereas Legacy, they can freely go to those Krugs, at least get the mini Stone Brother, the younger one.
Yep.
Take him down for some free gold. They could likely do both, though. And Thresh Callista in this lane. It's something that Ejim actually mentioned earlier at the start of Game 1, saying it's such an oppressive and strong skirmish comp in that mid-game stage. And that's where we saw Legacy take charge.
Yeah, we did. And it also is somewhere that they sort of need some control as well, because, of course, you want to scale with the Rise, you want to scale with the Gangplank. Gangplank, though, is just generally strong at a lot of that mid-game stage. might be just at the moment where things might be a little bit of a worry, but you can see.
Ooh, if that auto attack went off,
working.
Wrecked would have been aptly named. The cool thing about the Gangplank mid is when you proc the passive, you get a big burst of move speed. It lets you get in range to use your Q. And of course, we mentioned Grasp of the Undying. They go the Bandit Mastery in the middle tree.
Yep.
So 10 gold every time you hit.
Oh,
good
hook
hook.
lands onto Destiny. The flay's going to be there for the double. As Destiny's burning to death. The flash forward. First blood going down for Regret. Welcome back to the OPL, sir.
And we said Blind Turkey was the Thresh play. Well, Regret's showing that he has what it takes as well. Coupling that damage together with King. And an easy kill here.
Oh, that was brutal in the bottom lane.
Regret comes up huge. Even at level 1, out-trading the Alistar. Everything about this lane right now.
Yeah, another hook lands underneath the turret. He
Oh,
flashes
no.
forward, headbutt under Regret. Blind Turkey's going to answer it as King. Able to pick up the kill, gets out from under the turret.
Chelby's here, though.
Yeah, he might be able to pick up this kill. Of course, King very, very low. Shelby makes his way in. He's going to have the Q. Turns back into regular form. Misses the cocoon, though. Is he going to make it underneath? No, Volatile Spiderling can't lock it down. And King's able to get out alive.
This Legacy bot lane show their mechanical prowess again. Ridiculous work here. Blind Turkey, exceptional play to keep the tower aggro on Regret. They take him down. King knows the heal's not going to be necessary. And the tower stops hitting him. After there, it was just dodge the cocoon and try your absolute hardest to stay alive, but he did.
I thought there was no way he was getting away from Shelby just there. I was still going to say probably worth here for Legacy, but oh man, Wrecked lands the chain here in the mid lane as Carbon looking to come behind him. Sits on top of the distortion as Blind Turkey makes his way in. He's going to defend his mid lane a bit. Wow, AV already starting off so far behind.
So that was still good here from the mid laner of Avant. He wasn't planning on staying in this lane, had expended a lot of his mana, but did blow the potion needlessly. And Shoes can come back into lane with his teleport and find a slight CS advantage from this.
Already
good
had it
start
as
here.
well. Yeah, exactly. So Gangplank doing well. Shelby going to be able to smite away his Raptor. Is definitely good news, but Choo Choo's makes his way over. There's the repel as Shelby has nowhere to go with it. Choo Choo's looking to try and get something back, but in the end, Carbon's just going to unburrow on some Spiderlings and it's going to be okay, but a lot of pressure.
They knew that Shelby didn't have the flash available and looked aggressively to try and take him down. The problem with that is Choose being a level 4, now level 5 Gangplank, doesn't necessarily have high kill pressure and pick potential.
Yeah.
If it were the Rise, for example, then sure.
Well, you can see the bottom lane, Destiny and Blind Turkey at the moment hugging their turret for dear life. Top lane though, Carbon looking to try and influence this one. Doesn't have the flash on Burrow exactly right, so not going to be able to find too much, but Carbon just making his presence known all over the map.
Yeah, absolutely right. Doing well in this top lane tally. Shelby, repeat offense.
Yeah, trying to get down there as King. He might be able to take the lantern. Blind Turkey sitting on top of it though as Destiny dashing around. Is going to be able to pick up that kill. Almost gets killed by the minions, though. You're exactly right. Regret 9 now in trouble, but Shelby more just zoning so that he can't kill the AD carry. Regret still looking to go aggressive. Has an army of minions at his side.
Yeah. Shelby kind of went back in and got out-traded here by this Thresh. The Lantern was unable to be taken here by King. Blind Turkey does really well to stay on top of it, but look at the minion stack that we're hitting Destiny. If that Q connected, he was done.
Yeah, well, Regret actually able to pick up a kill onto Shelby. Answers it back, does the AV lineup, but I'm just not sure whether that's worth it.
It's not really worth it. Carbon's here. King's about to come back to the lane. If they find a kill onto Destiny at all...
Oh man, there's the headbutt back. They try and get this Rek'Sai out of this party. You can see he's already taken a lot of damage, but King able to get that Ren down early. Oh my goodness, cannon barrage at the same time.
Too many minions,
Blind
King.
Turkey, yeah, able to pick up the kill. King kiting back as best he can. See what he can do. That's the Ren for the slow. Pierce lands at the same time, and King, he got the reset off a minion.
Every single time that we watch this bottom lane right now, there's action
everywhere.
Literally every second of it. And it's always King and Flying Dew that are the ones impressing. Destiny, Blind Turkey, and Shelby are all on the back foot. Shelby trying to be proactive. and essentially getting out-traded by a Thresh more than once. The hooks are connecting, and King is 3-1 on this Kalista at 7 minutes.
And when we saw this Legacy lineup for the first time, you looked at the fact that King moved over from the Direwolves. He was this aggressive, massive playmaker for the team. And then you see he's going to be now paired with then Flying Jew, now Regret. And this is what we were expecting.
And again, Shelby knows the lane to pressure. If it's worth anything, it's still a 2-kill Lucian for Destiny. This is an interesting dynamic. Who's actually going to be able to carry harder? We know that King can carry. We've seen him do it in the past. We're yet to see Destiny go really off on this AD role. He did well in his first series.
Oh, there's the culling. King going to dodge most of it there as the Dark Passage was available. Regret 9, full health. We'll see whether he can get anything going on as Blind Turkey wants to find that level 6 for the ultimate.
Oh my god, it doesn't end.
Carbon and Choo-Choo's heading their way in here. Carbon able to take down the red buff, and Shelby, he may die. Able to dodge out of the way of the barrels, but he's getting slowed down to high heaven. Choo-Choo's even locks it up with that Q. And man, Legacy's best friend club working out real good at the moment.
It's just control of the map. They know exactly where Shelby is. He's been revealing himself time and again in this bottom lane through warding. And all Carbon has to do is control the Elise now. And things start to go well.
That's exactly what they're doing at the same time. Blind Turkey, only level 5, gets hooked, takes a lot of damage from that W passive, as now King still going aggressive despite slightly losing that trade with Destiny.
Yeah, lost the trade, does have Vamp Scepter to stay in this lane, depending on what Avant do in the next 10 to 20 seconds. Takes a while for him to get that health back, and there's a chance that Avant can be aggressive.
Yeah, Regret probably wants to be landing the hooks on the Lucian here. That's how it worked out so well early on. But Destiny, you can see, moving very far forward. There's the flash pulverizes. King gets delivered to Blind Turkey. Destiny dashes out of the way of the cannon barrage as he walks back in. It is going to be Regret now getting turned on, but he locks down the kill on the AD carry. That's a big deal. Now he's just gone on a merry ride towards this turret, and Rex says, I'll take the last hit as the turret helps him out. So EV, nice maneuvers. The Legacy getting one back.
But you know what? Flying Jew again picks up a kill onto Destiny. He's not going to be there as a benefactor of this kill whatsoever. Only gets some money in his back pocket himself as Blind Turkey shows the aggressive engagement that's required of him. Destiny gets the kill, but then Regret. Every hook is connecting. The Ignite on this bottom laner, and this is a 4-man rotation that also gives Choose free farm in the mid lane on this gangplank, and it takes them an awful lot of effort to secure these picks.
I just want to say, like, Regret predicting the juke up instead of back towards the turret, which he'd probably naturally do. Yeah. I don't know. It was
He's got his team
impressive
there, so it was just really good intuition stuff here from Regret.
Yeah, nicely played.
Unfortunately, couldn't flay the initial flash engage out of Blind Turkey with that pulverized.
At the moment, I feel like we're getting greedy asking for that one, though, because he played it quite nicely. That being said, this bottom lane, you're exactly right. 3-3-1 now for Destiny as King on 3 kills himself. Wrecked, sorry. Looking for a trade onto Choo-Choo's, but doesn't do too much. He almost has his Trinity Force available. You can see just pushing with reckless abandon here in the mid lane. Choo-Choo's losing a little bit more off the Mimic Distortion as he's actually gone back in. We'll see whether he actually landed the chain there as there's the playback onto Blind Turkey. Pulverized onto Regret 9, but he needs the CC on this Kalista as Destiny's trying to get the trade in. Nice use of the culling, gets a lot of bolts onto the Legacy bottom lane, but Carbon waiting patiently. In comes Shelby as well. Cannon Barrage is there. Carbon delivered under the turret. It's the ultimate for Blind Turkey, meaning Destiny can pick up the kill. Malaz able to get in there with the teleport as well, just for insurance. Tally didn't have his as he used it to get back top, and AV, they're turning this one around.
All of the attention's on this bottom lane. Choose is trading aggressively, but he's going to be fine. And again, King is struggling, Regret is struggling, but Carbon is the one to go down this time. As, honestly, Avant have recognized the lane to focus. Yeah. They're here right on time. Malaz comes in, and they actually double ward the Lantern to stop him from taking that at all. The Gangplank ultimate trying to disengage, and they do get out, but once again, Avant, they're keeping themselves well and truly in this, and that is a 4-kill Lucian at 11 minutes next to a 3-kill Kalista and 3-kill. That's just kills everywhere. This is so bloodthirsty.
3-kill Thresh. He's had a lot of kill participation in both Avants and Legacies, which is pretty cool. As he's now going to move towards the mid lane here. Choo-Choo's looking to clean this one up. It's a lot of farm for a Gangplank right now, as he's about 14 ahead. By about, I mean exactly, because we have the exact number right there.
Roughly the exact amount.
Roughly, exactly. Well, King makes it back to this bottom lane. Probably wants it to be an actual 2v2 for a little while, because they were winning in that scenario.
Like he does, though, because Carbon was already here.
Yeah.
My house.
Yeah, Blind Turkey says, don't go home, go home.
Don't go home here.
Yeah, don't go home here, go home in the river, where you belong. I don't even know what that means.
River Rek'Sai.
I guess Rek'Sai is kind of a land shark, so there's something to be said for that.
Skin.
Yeah, Shelby making his way towards the top lane, though, as he's trying to find the cocoon. Malaz pops the ultimate, but Tally safely underneath his turret. He'll be absolutely fine, just has to pop the ultimate. On a relatively low cooldown, and Choo-Choo's just locking himself down some more farm.
Yeah, it's the best thing about the Rise ultimate is once you proc your passive, reduces the cooldown by a substantial amount with every spell you use. Choose has his Trinity Force. This is a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Makes trading in this lane quite dangerous.
Oh,
look at that.
My goodness.
Look at that.
The burst damage was ridiculous. And look at the passive burn as well. Rekt is not going to be doing that again in a hurry.
So the thing with this matchup is if you get the auto attack off on Rekt, he gets absolutely smashed.
Yeah.
Because the passive chunks him out. He's a relatively low health carry LeBlanc, especially with the item build that he's opted towards. No resistances of any kind. Not necessarily efficient to go first item Seeker's Arm Guard into a GP. And LeBlanc's also quite predictable with when she's going to use the distortion at you. It's a straight line. You can very easily turn around auto, try and work the trade out, and save your oranges for if the tether follows.
Save the oranges, Rusty.
Not like this.
It's a good point, but man, I'm just so impressed by how Choo-Choo's has played this Gangplank so far. Essence Reaver now completed, though, in the bottom lane here for Destiny, as King has got the Blade of the Ruined King, also with those Berserker's Greaves as well. Making sure that he can dance around as quickly as he can. Blue buff up here for AV, lots of wards around it in favor of Legacy as King. More pressure.
Shelby again, yeah.
Where's he watching? He's watching the bottom lane, I believe.
Absolutely.
Was there looking to pick up the blue buff first. Choo-Choo's will have some time with this turret as Rekt is able to pick up that blue. And now the Spider Lady looking to move towards that bottom side.
Yeah, and the Runic echoes a lot of damage out of this Elise. Hello.
Yeah, Tally blows the ultimate, wants to be able to shove this wave forward.
3 members.
Yeah.
Malaz knows that there's 3 members.
He does have his ultimate. He's going to pop it right now. Gets knocked up underneath this turret. They're looking for all the burst damages. The barrels need to be avoided right now. Otherwise, Malaz will fall down. He gets underneath, and there's the flashover as well. AV utilizing this nicely, and he'll get out.
He gets out, but they do take the turret. The Dragon trade is not worth it, but if they get the middle lane turret in response, absolutely worth it here for Avant. Rek'Sai wants to defend, so does Legacy's bot lane.
Oh, Death Sentence is going to land. There's the ultimate. Oh my goodness, the flash again. King caught out of position. Rekt is going to smash him in the face. As Regret now walking once again the wrong direction. He's been doing this a fair bit. As there's the Runic Echoes. Lots of damage here from Shelby as he's running out of mana, but Rekt isn't. And he'll be able to probably pick up this kill. Nice use of the cocoon. As Rekt gets it delivered on a silver platter. So AV take the kill lead, but not the gold lead just yet.
Yeah, and they don't get that turret they were looking towards. As honestly, the dying wish of King there should have been to use his Fate's Call onto Regret. Let him push out in a direction and try and have a better chance of running towards his own base.
That's
Didn't press that ultimate. And the Thresh took them on a wild goose chase through their own jungle, so inevitably going to go down. And I don't know, Legacy, they're being proactive. They're making the right decisions. They're just not executing on it in the most effective manner.
I just love how bloodthirsty everything is in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
It makes for
what kills are
excellent League of Legends to watch. Yeah, exactly right. King is going to be able to take away these Krogs and then pick up this fresh minion wave. See if he chucks a pierce through it. Oh man, that looks so satisfying.
Almost
and locks
perfect.
all of them. It wasn't? It wasn't all of them?
No, he missed one of them with the Q, that was all.
Oh, okay. He
almost perfect.
managed to get every one of the
he did,
CS, though. That felt good. Felt really good. We've been seeing a lot of missed cannons, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why I was getting so excited. So locking down every single one of them while we're watching, definitely a good thing, as Legacy's bottom lane looking to push forward, but it might be a dangerous move as there are 4 members of Avant making a swift movement down here.
Wow.
Oh no! Takes the lantern into a cocoon. King once again destroyed. Cannon Barrage not going to do anything as Malaz underneath the turret now. Culling comes down, but not going to do too much as Tally soaks it with his passive shield. And AV, they are picking on this AD carry.
You've got to be kidding me. That cocoon was unreal.
Yep.
No way that he was intending that target. Avant diving.
Yeah, Blind Turkey gets hooked. He's got the ultimate running though. Happy to dive as much as he likes. Tally flashes forward. They're looking for it. Shutdown comes in as Choo Choo's makes his presence known. And Tally, he's going to grab one off the backside. Nice cleaver. Going to stop Tally's approach underneath this turret. And AV, tails between their legs.
And I feel like every time we look at the scoreboard, Legacy just come up trumps with their farm. They get the rotations at the right times, and they're utilizing their teleports much more effectively. Focusing a tank Rek'Sai is not conducive to success. Tally takes them down, coupled with Choo Choo's Q damage. Doesn't even need a keg in that fight. Don't tower dive a Rise if you're going to focus a Rek'Sai. That's never going to work.
Yep. Never do that, as well as the Hex Trinket now being built up. Oh, King trying to go aggressive onto Destiny, but he may not actually find it. No rend available as he'd managed to close the distance, and Shelby locks down the kill.
I just have no idea what King's doing anymore.
I think he's just angry.
You need to leave, Carbon.
Oh, looking for the kill into Destiny right now. Flashes forward, he'll be able to grab it. May die, and by may I mean he's dead. As it is going to be Rek that picks up the kill. So trading 1 for 1, gets the revenge that King was looking for. Hopefully now King will be maybe a little bit less ham.
I'm just watching like a coordinated solo queue game.
It is a little bit like that. Another headbutt pulverized, but man, it's a high-end solo queue game as there's a lot of sweet mechanics on display. Chains landing one more time as Choo Choo's can take the lantern, but says, no, I'm not taking your lantern. I don't need that.
We certainly didn't when he was rooted to the ground by the chains.
True. And there's also the fact that they had all backed off. So
yeah.
It's absolutely fine.
Of course, massive CS lead for this middle lane. Something we touched on very briefly while they were, for some reason, diving.
Yep.
The Legacy lineup here, Avant. And 4-1 is great for Rekt. He's still going to be doing damage, but to be that far behind in farm, and Choo Choo's still having participation in these kills, it's a dangerous gangplank, and you never let a gangplank get this far ahead, because all it takes is that one keg from now on.
And he's now building towards the Infinity Edge, so just wants the Hex Drinker, doesn't want more of Malmortius finished. He wants that crit damage, wants those barrels to be hitting for as much as possible. Even going for the Mercury Treads build this time instead of the Boots of Lucidity. Wants the actual max amount of CDR that you can get, not more. Thank goodness. It's one of those things that slightly bothers me, as they are going to steal away this blue buff, now move towards the inner turret. It is going to be Destiny split pushing on the top side.
GP could have altered that top wave, I think, to deny the turret from going down, but they want to use that in this push themselves. Realistically, could have used it though.
Yeah, now going to be able to take down the inner turret for free. And AV say, well, if we can get anything as a trade, it will be worth it, as the mid lane turret is being looked at by Rekt. Destiny still pushing forward, has a huge creep wave as well as AV.
GP has to ult it now.
Clearing this one out.
There we go.
Pings, Cannon Barrage does go down, so Destiny able to get out, but the minions not as lucky.
And they don't get the second turret, they don't get the middle turret either, as Rekt was pushing that one menacingly. He's poking his way around the outskirts of all of these team fights and pushes. Of course, Legacy made a very big advance on that bottom turret, and that's good luck, Shelby.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's got the attack speed from his W, able to lock down both of the wards. Oh, can he get all three? Oh, but nails it. Yep. Pretty smooth.
One sweep at 3 wards.
Yeah.
Making bank. Ward killing mechanics.
Exactly. It's exciting stuff. There's AV looking to grab their second dragon of the game here at 22 minutes into the game. Rapid fire cannon completed from Destiny, actually going for the Berserker's Greaves as well on his Lucian. Attempted steal there, but King once again getting aggressed on Rekt, trying to get the juke, but it's not enough as Tally's going to get knocked up. Massive damage here from Destiny as he's just chaining them together. Double kill so easy, and Carbon has to get out. Rekt as well, very low here on the back end.
They can still fight this if the kegs connect here. Legacy is still dangerous, even with 2 of their carries dead.
Oh, yeah.
Because they still have the tanks in a gangplank. And again, Avant, they do make some good picks. They're now 4 kills ahead, yet they're still 3k gold behind because they're not getting the objectives. Destiny's trying his hardest, and at least 1 more turret will fall to close this gap.
I just want to see how much farm Choo Choo's has how much gold Choo Choo's has right now. 11,000 to the 8.5 from Wrecked. That is huge. Yeah. And he's down in kills. Like, you know, like that scoreline, apart from the CS, looks like, oh, this LeBlanc relatively fed, right? No.
220 CS if you last hit them with a Q. 8 extra gold if you hit Wrecked with a Q. 10 extra gold from Bandit. Making money everywhere that he possibly can is Bankplank.
Basically thematically correct, guys. He's stealing money from you while he shoots you in the face. There's Tally looking for it. Oh, the flash from Chelby was a bit fancy, but I don't think it'll find too much. Oh, not going to get the keg. As Choo Choo's trying to find his way in. Very fast as Chelby, but not fast enough as Tally's able to flash on top of him with that Rune Prison. Lock down the kill.
And just like that, remember, Chelby is building AP Elise. All of the magic damage. Rylai's with the Runic Echoes. It's not tanky, though it's deceptively tanky, as you kind of look it.
Yeah, but
you have lots of bars there in the health area, but it doesn't actually mean that you don't take damage.
Big barcode doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be alive for a long time.
Yeah, that wasn't even really a juke here from Chelby. I think he was
still in full vision, right?
He was feigning towards the tri-bush, but they had a ward there to spot him. So he could have flashed either direction, but actually just get spotted by the ward. Clever, cheeky, not effective.
Well, Death Sentence going to be followed by Carbon, but not actually going to find Wrecked, who distorts away. And 4,000 gold is the lead here for Avant, but Legacy are playing as if they're 20k ahead right now.
Yeah, definitely. Avant, again, rotation speed, translations around the map. They just feel like they're generally on the back foot. But finally, Avant in our grouping. They know that Mundo has the teleport. Legacy are already prepared, though, as they are pretty much every time.
I just want to see when someone gets caught by one of these barrels, because they're doing so much damage to minions. Chelby's found Carbon, who's just going to take a Lantern ride to safety. Malaz split pushing on the bottom side. AV need to be careful. There's a lot of engage tools from Legacy, although no flash Rune Prison from Tally. Oh, Death Sentence lands onto Chelby. This is what we're talking about. He uses the repel, but he has nowhere to go. Wreck now has to get in there. They kill King. Chelby's still alive. Somehow Carbon's going to fall as there's a barrel. Turkey just soaks it with his ultimate, though, and it does nothing. Destiny able to get around here as well as the Q lands on top of him. Looks like he's just ignoring this gangplank damage as AV, they're getting the kills. Most definitely. Yeah, they're 100% getting these picks. Every time Blind Turkey has his flash available, he's pulverizing King and knocking him into the team. LeBlanc's burst is enough to instantly take this Kalista down. And King is not respecting their engagement. He has 7 deaths. Yeah, he's basically feeding right now. Avant is starting up this Baron. Choo Choo's has his ultimate, and Chelby's low. No, half cooldown on that cannon barrage. Oh no, it is. Yeah, but there are barrels aplenty to be had. There's the headbutt pulverized as in comes Carbon as well. Blind Turkey is going to fall, but AV now with a man disadvantage. Carbon over the backside, just trying to eat the AV members. Chelby still skittering away as Destiny. He's going to die. Tally grabs the shutdown. Wrecked. Now LeBlanc still running away, but I have a feeling they're going to get closed in on and destroyed. Carbon knocks them all up, and that's going to be all she wrote. Legacy, they stop what was a very optimistic Baron and continue the control. They get the ace. They can do the Baron themselves here, Legacy. That was a weirdly desperate decision here from Avant Garde. Yeah. No reason to go for that Baron. And I said it one time, you may have a positional advantage, you may have a single carry dead from the Legacy roster, but it doesn't actually amount to anything as Carbon ults for the flank, comes back around to prevent them from running away, and in the front line is a Ryze and a Gangplank who just do an abundance of damage. They have to run back away from Legacy every single time they're there, so great ultimate usage from Carbon. The Kalista double knock-up combo here as well, with Carbon's knock-up himself. Yeah. And Legacy, hello. Oh, there's the culling. That is definitely a dead Gangplank in the mid lane. Not sure how that happened. As well, I do, because he was shot a lot with a gun from Destiny.
His health bar went to 0.
Yeah, it went to 0, and then he went to the Death Chamber, but not quite sure the lead-up to that particular moment, but probably Choo-Choo's just wanted to farm some minions. You can see 274 to 186, almost 100 CS in the lead.
This is
going great.
Honestly an amazingly entertaining game, but it just feels like
it's
on the
very strange.
decision-making level, Legacy still feels superior.
Yeah. Legacy, yes. King, maybe not so much. I don't know. The guy's been making some odd moves, but he's still a force to be reckoned with.
Again,
right
I just
now,
think it's a lack of respect.
Yeah. Well, you can see Blind Turkey getting caught out just a little bit. Destiny not going to die. Oh, he is. The red buff takes him down as King just hopping around this fight. There's the Fate's Call. Wreck going to get knocked up, possibly destroyed. Distorts away. Mimics away as well as Malaz.
Teleport
body
mid.
blocking for him. Yep, in goes Choo-Choo's. He's just teleporting his way through. He's been playing PvE League of Legends right now. Just hits his own barrel for the funsies.
Gets that move speed, procs to passive. Choo-Choo's now pushing that middle lane turret. No answer here from Avant Garde. Base is now going to be in tatters. At least the middle lane.
Yeah, that mid lane inhibitor is falling. They may just push for the victory here as well as Regret. He's tanking up the turret. There are barrels there. Blind Turkey with a massive pulverize. And there's a decent distortion, but King's still alive. Now just hopping through, killing the tank. Rends him to death. Now Blind Turkey in trouble. It's the ace again. Now as Choo-Choo's locks down the kill. Culling. Yeah, Destiny just being a typewriter over this team, but he's being ignored as the Nexus is exposed and Legacy find themselves with another 2-0 victory. They had a lot of fun this game. And man, this lineup is looking so powerful.
Absolutely right. Legacy, it honestly felt like this game came down to Flying Jew taking on Blind Turkey. But
Yeah.
the rest of Legacy turned up and said, hang on, we're not just the bottom lane. Whereas Avant, honestly, I just feel like they struggled time and again to really make these decision-making. Like, they just made so many mistakes.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Rusty. But that's it from us casting today, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to throw it back to our analysts on the desk.
Thank you so much, you two. That was an entertaining game, I think. I want to say interesting.
That's fun.
I have absolutely no idea what Legacy were doing, though.
Making a lot of very aggressive plays, and this is actually something we've seen a little bit from Legacy in their last few series as well, is that, you know, all the games so far have been 2-0. Legacy, of course, have won all their games so far, so they're looking good. But they win the first game, very calculated, very convincing, have a clear plan, do everything well, and then close it out. And then they get into game 2. And they just kind of start doing funky stuff. Like, they pick a little weird, they play a little too aggressive, and that's the big one for me, is that Carbon and friends, and this time, especially the bottom lane, who we expected to be aggressive, but not this aggressive, perhaps, and there was just a few too many aggressive moves that didn't work out for them.
Yeah, and I asked you before the broadcast, like, can Regret rein King in? Like, is this a support that can do it? And you said, if anyone can do it, Regret can. It kind of looked like Regret did the opposite and just embraced King's playstyle this game.
He just couldn't. He needs more Chowster to King's double it. Like, it just has to be done. Like, they had Callista Thresh, and like at one point Legacy were diving top turret, and King and Regret are just like in their jungle trying to 2v4 the bottom side of the map. Like, it just doesn't work like that.
Because what I want to point out is there was a point in time in this game, Legacy are up by 4,000 gold, and there's an 1,000 gold lead on Destiny. You give any other AD carry, like someone that's much more in control of their role. Destiny played beautifully, by the way, but he's still very new. Like, you give that advantage to Radius, someone like that, I think the game ends up a lot differently.
That is actually just the Caparos in the chat. Like, it's literally like they're 4K, 5K gold up, and 3 out of 5 of Legacy's players were actually negative in that game. Like, they just played so sloppy. Even though they won, like, their draft was just like, they got the solo queue dream team. If I'm playing against that in solo queue, like, I dodge. Like, that's just too much.
Yeah, and you know, in the end, it was actually Avant Garde's decision-making that came back to bite them because they won a team fight. We have a replay for you. And Avant are actually starting the Baron because they've just had a good team fight that they think they can win this game. Take it away for us.
And then it all turns around.
Yeah, like, they go in for the engage. Like, I don't know, like, going for Baron, like, this far behind, it was just a desperation move. Carbon flanks with the Rek'Sai, gets a multiple man knock up here, and like, they just get chased down. Rise gangplank scale to this point is just too much. hook on to Destiny, he's just dead. Like, they just can't win from this point.
And I think that was the story of the game, right? You know, even no matter how far King kind of fell behind, he could do whatever the heck he wanted because the rest of the Legacy lineup were willing to do this, run over the top of them. We said, like, there is a point in this game where Mundo's going to be that big and they're going to have the tools to be able to win this if they can get the pick on Gangplank, but Choose played it beautifully.
Yeah, Choose is just really good. I mean, Choose and Tally played an excellent series altogether. Granted, they got very good champions in both of their games, and Legacy sort of drafted in a way that got them very greedy solo laners, and they did well with them. King had an okay series. Again, we've talked about AD carries not needing to do as much work recently, but King is a excellent player. He can do so much more work on this. He had a fine Kog'Maw game, even though it was kind of a weird pick and a tough matchup, and his Kallista's fantastic. So he needs to just, like, rein it in, and because he's so much better than this. Like, he showed off how good he is mechanically, but he can make games easier on his team, which he kind of didn't do in that one.
Making games easier on his team is actually a really good way to put it. Like, he tried to, like, outplay everything. Like, that's what their bot lane was doing. Kalista Thresh, really strong lane, can make a lot of outplays, but, like, that's all he tried to do the entire game.
And you saw in the last team fight even, you know, Tim Carbon, he pretty much put the screws in because King even played that team fight a lot.
He was dead.
Flashed away and then he was able to skirt the rest of the fight. He actually played the game out well. So Legacy, when they are on the same page, look like they can be that team. I just don't know where they can do it convincingly. However, guys, that is all for us tonight. We'll take a look at the games ahead. Tomorrow night, it will be Hellions taking on Infernum there. And then our OPL Legend match will be the Direwolves versus Egypt's Chiefs, and we'll see whether they're able to retain the title for one more time. But Legacy do get the 2-0 tonight. Of course, it's his team. He's on the desk. I can't say it's someone else's team.
My
that
team.
will be all for us tonight, guys. So on behalf of myself, Pastry Time, thank you so much for being here, Egypt, and our whole production crew. We'll see you tomorrow night at 6 p.m.